Thank God it's Friday. I seem to be one of those that love to say, thank God it's Friday. Everybody loves Friday, but I don't think they love it as much as I do. Welcome to the show, though. I am Veronica Dan-Ikpoyi, and with me, as usual, are my co-hosts. Hello, ladies. Thank God it's Friday. I don't know if you are excited as I am.
Friday?
No, that's not the case.
She works around the clock, so Friday.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you for understanding.
Because of the lockdown, every day is a Friday.
Right. I come to work every day, so Fridays are days that I take time out to rest. How has been your week, ladies?
I've had a good week, but first of all, I'm wearing House of BC.
Thank you,
darling. Yeah, so I'm wearing House of BC jumpsuit.
Thank you. Are you wearing
And it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Anyway, so I want to talk about the environment. Every time I talk about the environment, they roll their eyes. But it's World Vultures Day tomorrow.
What?
Vultures Day, and I want to say that
species.
yes, an endangered species, and we need to respect vultures. You see, we've heard vultures are evil spirits. They are witches and wizards, all sorts of things, but they are not. They are a very important part of our ecosystem. You know, they form like the waste disposal part of nature. Yes. So they eat. You know how they eat those carcasses.
So how come they are a threat? Because a lot of people don't seem to be interested in
because
them.
they don't understand what they do.
Yeah, superstition
they protect, yes, the superstitions around it. So they are like a bad omen. People say when they see a vulture, it means that death is coming. Or when they see a vulture, that means something bad is about to happen to you. But no, they actually are there to make sure that these carcasses, instead of decomposing, they eat them up.
Right.
So usually when the carcass decomposes, it needs like millions of bacteria to decompose. Loads and loads of maggots.
But this vultures
But the vultures just come and eat them up. And in their tummy is very corrosive and acidic, so it churns out and kills the bacteria. Then you know the second fun fact. The vulture's poo is a natural sanitizer. So when it lands on those carcasses, you know there'll be bacteria. Its poo, when it releases it, cleanses and sanitizes it from any form of bacteria. I'm thinking we should find a way to bottle that thing.
Now you're going to endanger them the more, actually.
No, we will just grow them.
But that's because it's going to endanger them the more. But Beecee, quickly.
I'm doing amazing. So a fan's son, Elizabeth Fatiroti, will be having his 19th birthday today.
Wow.
A fan abroad. She loves us. She watches the show. So she's giving a shout out to Victor Fatiroti. Happy birthday on your 19th birthday. You are a big man now. You are an adult now. So just use wisdom in everything you do.
Because of want of time, Nyma, quickly so that we can
we shout out to my best friend. He's 40
shout it out, please.
today. Happy birthday, Femi Oladiton.
Oh, happy birthday.
I must say I'm very proud to be a Benin girl. Having watched the the Benin monarch resolve those issues in Edo State yesterday, I'm very proud to be from that place.
Quickly, when we return, we'll take today's top stories. Stay with us. We will be back. All right, thank you for staying with us. And we will be starting with The Nation. I guess it's The Nation newspaper we'll be looking at quickly. Right, we look at The Nation newspapers here, and it says, anger grows as government defends petrol power rates increase. Market forces now determine prices, tariffs. Senate may reconvene. We also have other stories here now saying Abiri Bezim Ebebi win APC senatorial tickets. Party gears up for by-election. Air France, Lufthansa, others barred foreign flights back Saturday. That's tomorrow. A lot of persons are excited. Well, Zenith Bank posts 103 billion naira half-year PAT. Osun reverses common school uniform policy. Lagos Ogun 6 Buhari's not to fix toll Lagos Ota Abeokuta Road. Any story here from anyone?
The airlines.
Okay, quickly.
Yes, so 10 airlines, including Air France and KLM, will not fly into Nigeria from tomorrow, the day that international flights are resuming. There are other airlines as well, Etihad, Lufthansa, and so on. But Nigeria has given a nod to 14 airlines that will be flying into the country. I think 2 countries, South Africa and Cape Verde, were bad because international flights have not resumed in their country.
The government is working on the principle of reciprocity.
Yes.
So, because of that, some countries, until you open up to Nigeria
before, you have to also, follow the COVID-19 guidelines. Countries that are going to quarantine us when we get there, when they come here, we're going to quarantine them as well, and some other protocols.
Any other story there?
The major headline, the fuel price. So yes, we know now from Wednesday the price of petrol per litre is now 161 naira, and some filling stations, according to the report, are selling at 162 naira. Yeah. Both hikes, the petrol hikes and the cost-reflective increment of the cost of power is something Nigerians are squeezing and complaining about. So we have all the NLCs, the labor unions, and groaning and threatening to go on strike. So a lot of people are saying because we've gone on strike because of such issues in the past, we should do that again. I think we should sit now and study exactly, because government is insisting there's no better time to do it. It's something that we must do. Let's see on better ways to do it. I think NLC and TUC should be complaining about the cost of governance and insist on government dropping the cost of governance. So all this big money they are paying and all those costs that they're insisting that they cannot overlook, they should fight that and bring that to
that's the direction you want the NLC to go.
So if you economic finance experts are saying that this will likely cause inflation and it's going to increase the standard of living for people who are already struggling, and the only way out is to likely revert to a subsidy which the government cannot even afford to take
on now. Okay, let's quickly move on to the Vanguard newspaper. The major headline here says, Insecurity, bandits operate for 12 hours, raid bank, kill 23. To other stories, Badger asks Ghana to revisit law on $1 million business capital. TUC Action Aid, others reject new fuel price as petrol stations adjust pump. Nigeria will suffer if judicial officers are neglected, the CGN speaking there. And we have some other stories of Basaki's 1.5 billion loan bid for vote buying, APC alleges. Do you have a story
here?
Yes,
I do. So Gajamela, the Speaker of the House of Reps, in a legislative diplomacy bilateral meeting with Ghanaian lawmakers, he's making some proposal concerning the ill treatment of Nigerian traders in Ghana. And he's just proposing, we have the ECOWAS, we can use that. We should find legislative and diplomatic ways of resolving our issues. Also asking them to look at the $1 million the fund that they have, every business person has to pay to start a business in Ghana. And he made a valid point. He says, well, this is Africa, and we know that most traders are actually petty traders. What they sell, usually the value may not even be up to $1,000, and you're asking them to raise $1 million before they can start their business. So just asking for better ways to solve these issues and help, foster brotherhood going forward.
They responded to him now. The Minister for something in Commerce responded to him and said that the law remains until reviewed. So Nigerians will have to obey that law until it's reviewed. I think that, rather than go there to tell them how to run their country, we should try to make here better. I think trade here is better than any other part of Africa because of the numbers that we have.
All right, quickly we'll run because we have to touch other papers. Now let's move to the Nigerian Tribune. Hiking petrol, pressure on Senate to convene. The federal government says increase inevitable. That's the major headline here. And we have other stories. Amotekun arrests 3 suspected kidnappers in Ondo. Osun schools to return to original uniforms on November the 9th. Lagos is by election. Abiru wins APC senatorial primary. Kanu Singer appeals death sentence. Kanu judiciary submits case details to Falana. Do you have a story?
Yes. So men of the Ondo State Security Network, Amotekun, as we know them, have arrested 3 suspects after they kidnapped a man, Mr. Kunle Agbayewa, at a sawmill. And I think there were other kidnaps that happened. The CMD of the General Hospital was kidnapped as well. But then residents, when this one happened, residents raised alarm, and they were able to get Amotekun to, come in, and they were able to arrest 3 headsmen. They said they were headsmen, and the investigations are ongoing. So they just handed them over to the police. I am excited that Amotekun has officially launched and taken off, and they are already doing the work. I'm happy.
Okay.
So I have a story in the
Okay, I'm moving to the Daily Sun now.
Okay.
On the front page, we have the major headline as anger in NAS, that's the National Assembly, over fuel price hike, electricity tariff hike, which is a major story across almost all the papers this morning. To other stories, security agents killing our members secretly, IPOB alleges. We have another story here. So COVID-19, federal government okays gradual reopening of schools. A curfew now between 12 and 4 a.m. in Abuja, Lagos. Another story here that seems to interest Nyma so much. Illegal construction. Lagos seals 16 buildings, serves a 3-container terminal notice. That's her access, actually.
The quota is not exactly my access, but this, the fact that the ministry can actually carry out that work that we've been looking for, pleases my heart. So the Lagos State Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development sealed about 16 buildings in Okota for building illegally, and also sealed the container terminal, a bonded terminal, for being located within a residential area. Hey, this one pleases my heart because bonded terminals are always located within residential areas in my own axis of town, and it seems impossible to relocate them. So that they were able to do this, at least there's a precedent now to be followed. So that happened in Okota, and I was happy.
Okay, let's shift to the front page of this day. The major headline says, in saving economy, federal government says fuel subsidy gone for good. Who was suggesting that just now? All right, let's quickly go on. COVID-19, finally schools get approval for phased reopening. Nigeria-Ghana officials who talked to end diplomatic row, 52 weeks in saddle. Federal government bars EU airlines, BA Emirates. All right, we'll move to the next paper quickly.
Daily Trust.
Daily Trust, okay. Let's go to the front page of the Daily Trust. All right, soldiers, insurgents killed, Borno Council deserted. Then the farmers worried as government approves maize importation. Mariam, I'm sure that's the story you're interested in. I'm calling you Mariam.
No, I'm interested in the story about 3 local government government councils in Borno State.
Okay.
This
Quickly go ahead with that.
Okay, so the local government areas, Guzamala, Mate, and Abadam, are all in the northern part of Borno. And according to the Speaker of the House of Assembly, he says that there's no single human being left in those 3 local governments because of the 11 years of insurgency that community, those communities have suffered. Wow, this is scary and worrisome. There's so many sad stories actually coming out from there, the IDPs. This, it's obviously an emergency situation that's going on for years and years. We need to find a way to stop this and have people go back to live their lives and, have a decent life once again. Because
even in the IDP camps where they are not comfortable. They are also saying they are not safe.
Yes.
The other day there was a report talking about they being hungry. So if a lot has to be done, like you have rightly pointed out. No, we have to wrap up now. Apologies. Okay, we have to move now. We will go on a short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Right, thank you for staying with us. We have a clip of 4 young ladies that imitate Your View ladies in a jovial way. Please watch the clip.
Yay, on Your View. Excited to be here with you. Welcome to the show. I am Muraya Folashade Brown, as always with the ladies of the View.
Good morning.
Hey, Beecee, how are you doing?
Amazing. You look fabulous, by the way. I like your bling.
Thank you. You look fabulous too.
Okay, it's fabulous day. Fabulous day.
YK in the building. How are you?
Fine, I'm fine. I want to rant this morning. I was supposed to rant on Tuesday and I forgot. I saw an Okada on that Lekki Road, that bridge, the full bridge. Instead of him going round to turn, he climbed up the bridge with his bike to cross over. And this is for people who are walking. And it just brings me back to, we all complain about the government. I am one of those who complain about the government. But if we don't pull our own weight, and it just shows me that if that Okada man becomes president today, it will do exactly what this government is doing. Kilo shele gongo.
How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm doing fine. So we hear that churches and mosques, places of worship today, and I just have this funny story to tell. So I'm not going to tell you who, because the person is very close to me and the person who know I'm talking about them. A guest came over to our house over the Salah period and was teaching of how this COVID, they can lie. I went to my office and my boss insisted that we should do COVID. But me, I did it and they now say I'm positive. How am I positive? So the person that she was in the house, I said, so you're positive and you're in my house right now. And she was like, yes, that she's still going to go to church for midweek service. And she's like, please help me. So please, when you go to church, some people will be coming to give testimonies that they are positive, but nothing is happening to them. So just be careful.
I just feel like you should get bags and just bond with that person and take them straight to ID.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
It's weird.
How do you feel seeing someone represent you? But we must thank Tunji Shotuniri for that clip. Okay. Interesting representation of almost everyone. I wish
she was in isolation at
I
that time.
wish that you had one representation. But how do you feel seeing someone represent?
I'm someone I find it difficult to watch myself, so I never watch the show back, except if I have to look for something. I just can't watch myself and hear myself speak. It always feels weird. So watching her do it, I'm like, I don't do that.
And
but then I do.
Like you.
But I do. Oh my God. It's weird, but thank you.
But really, the representation came out spot on.
Yeah.
I must say.
Especially
for YK.
Yeah.
Like,
That was
just
so,
vents.
Yes. The day she vented, I would have wanted to see the person who was supposed to be representing me do my thing, so that I can see how
she got it. Yeah, that was so you. Yeah, that was so you.
Nice. Now you know.
Now you know.
She didn't do the dab though.
Absolutely, she didn't. All right, let's quickly move on now. Our hero of the week is Professor Folashade Ogunsola. The Senate of the University of Lagos, UNILAG, has appointed Professor Folashade Ogunsola as the new acting vice chancellor. She is the immediate past provost of College of Medicine, University of Lagos, and reputed as being the first woman to occupy the position. Give it up for Professor Folashade Ogunsola.
Awesome.
We are giving it all up.
Yes, sir.
Amazing to see someone, a lady after 58 years, coming to occupy that position. So we are hoping to see her do things differently.
Yes, and it was important that we support women who are doing amazing. Yeah. So that position has never been given to a woman before in over 50 years. And now a woman is going to take that position. So this is more like an eye-opener that just keep being you and your time will come. You know?
Well done, another thing that we have a problem with is that when women take up positions, it's usually positions that have been slated especially for a woman. So it's like, well, if not that it was, if it wasn't slated specifically for a woman, maybe a woman would never get there. But this woman went through the process of an election. So she was meant to be there. She was qualified to be there. And so that makes me even more proud. Well done, madam.
Right. You want to say something?
I wanted to say woman amongst men, because you know there's this caliber kind of thing around professorship and the academia in Nigeria that you'd like to not. People usually they quiet the women. They're great achieving women. She was provost of the College of Medicine, and so it's in itself is a feat. But they usually just lay low and just do their job. But this has brought her out, and I think we should make more noise about her being there now. Yeah.
But it's also good that we are seeing equal representation, especially with regards to these issues, because that's what a lot of people have been championing over the years, and we are seeing that effort yielding its results. And so young ladies should be encouraged at this point to get the necessary requirements if they want to go that far as they see the provost now, or rather the vice chancellor getting to that position. All right, we go on a short break now. When we return, we'll delve into today's topics. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
All right, thank you for staying with us. Now, a video is trending on social media. In the video, a little boy is seen drinking gleefully from a bottle of beer while at a party with adults present. Now, this video was met with a lot of criticism from social media users as they noted it was bad parenting to allow such behavior at his age. What are your thoughts on this? Join the conversation and call us on 07080668014. Tweet to us at TVC Connect with the hashtag YourViewTVC. Ladies, it is often said that it takes a village to raise a child. Adults were around this boy, even if we are not certain if that's his mother, but there were adults there and they saw this child and nothing was done. Now it begs the question, what really is going on? Where are the villagers that are supposed to raise a child? Mariam, perhaps.
Okay, yeah, good question. Where's the village? Because I really found it, I was really, you know, at first I thought I would see the other part of the video. It says, you know, it was a prank. There's just water in it or some juice. I could not believe that there were actual adults and another person taking a video. I mean, if the two women dancing behind him were so carried away by their dancing.
Right, the person filming.
Taking the video, you mean you can drop that camera and take that thing away from the boy? How is the boy even in that area where he has access to alcohol?
The bottle, yeah.
I mean, it's really scary. And sadly, this is not the only video or picture I've seen of children being actually given alcoholic drinks to take. There have been pictures of people who the child is crying and, you know, they'll take a video and they're laughing about it and they give the child. I guess a lot of people do not understand the effect of alcohol on an adult, talk less of a developing child, you know. Maybe it's lack of information, also just really carelessness. I mean, and I feel that when you're caught in a situation like that, the adults have to take some form of responsibility. They should be fined, they should go do some community service, you know, because that was scary and that was just plain wrong.
For me, I think it's lack of information, because I do not think that any parent will want to cause harm to a child. And we know that alcohol is basically antidepressant, and for children their brain develops into adulthood. So they still have a developing brain to like 19 or 20 years of age. And now when you now give a child that the brain has not even fully developed, you're going to be causing more harm in the near future for that child. Okay, so when you look at the disadvantages of allowing children have alcohol, I don't think any parent who understands these disadvantages will let a child have alcohol. And, you know, growing up from where I came from, it's an area where children are given alcohol, basically.
Yes, I was going to go there because you hear in some culture customs, you see some parents with the tip of their finger dip their hands in alcohol and put it on the top of the child.
They see it as a way of making that child strong, you know. This is also lack of education. So I think
she came from that place.
I came from that area now where they drink they drink them. So, you know, this for me is something that we should all start talking about. There are certain things that we still practice. When you go to certain areas, you see that these practices are still being held. That hasn't served them. That has nothing to do with their development. That is even, you know, in a way causing harm to people, but they see it as normal. It's a normal thing that he will drink it and go and sleep, and that's the mindset some people have. And so for people who are in that party, some of them may not have paid attention, others may have just felt it's not small thing he's drinking, he'll be all right. So we need to pass this information that is actually very wrong and bad parenting.
Well, people say in Auchi, they say ego igbomo. Tears don't kill children. Nothing will happen to the child. It's that eye service that the child should not cry. So that custom that you mentioned, I'm also from Bendel, so I know about it. It's a lazy way of parenting. So a child that is throwing, you know, tantrums and all that, just give the child the bottle a little bit to make the child sleep. So because you don't want to deal with what is causing the tantrum in the first place. So this I'm not seeing for the first time. The first time I saw it, a child the age of my son was taking alcohol in my presence. Me, I cannot pretend. So the whole community broke loose. The mother had to be begging me. That is in my presence that the father will buy the bottle. I should stop raising But I would not let it pass.
Wait, that's another aspect.
The father would buy him a bottle.
Wow.
I saw that in my neighborhood, a child the age of my son, a few months older than my son, because he was born before I came back from the hospital. And I saw that in my presence. Wow. That child was less than a year or 2 years at the time.
Wow.
And I told the mother, point blank, this child will cry. It's either you learn how to back him, do something to calm him down, but you see this method that you're doing. Because what Dr. Yewande Oshodi, when we met her at the Union Bank, she mentioned it, that when you expose this child to certain of these substances, you are setting them up for bigger addictions in the future.
Yeah.
When is it possible that the child won't cry? Can he cry blood? He will only cry. It was me. I'm not saying I'm a perfect parent. There are times when my kids throw tantrums. I pick out my cane. I will give you a reason to cry.
You cry well and go cry and stick approach. But quickly, let's take this call now. Kingsley is on the line from Paris. Good morning, Kingsley. Welcome to the show. Kingsley, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, good morning, Kingsley. Welcome to the show. You can go ahead with your contribution.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling, I'm just watching a U-View. I want to make a comment for,
Go ahead.
I'm a first caller from Paris.
Welcome to the show. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to make a comment about child abuse.
Thank you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Go ahead. You don't have to stop.
Yeah, it's not good because children, being a parents need to hold his children very well at the age of the low kid, you know. What I'm seeing here is very, very bad that a kid that's drinking beer, which is too bad. It's not good to hear or to allow parents to hear. So my own contribution is to parents to hold their children very good so that they will not enter good, bad company.
All right, Kingsley, we get your message. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Yeah, Veronica, I saw this tweet and I think it's important. It says, back then, it takes a community to raise a child. These days, it takes a community to ruin a child. And you know, sometimes many times I've said it here that you would bring up your child in a certain way, right? And then he is old enough to go out into the world. And then there are just so many things out there in the communities or society, and it just changes the person's thinking. So those are our realities. These are our realities right now. We need to as a parent, you need to be better informed. So if you're better informed, of course, there are some of these mistakes you would not make, so you will do better. Okay. And next thing also, you need to prepare your child to be confident in the upbringing that you've given them so that when they do go out, they're not easily swayed left and right.
And that comes from sustained effort.
Sustained proper parenting.
Yes, absolutely. We have another caller, Jude from Ikeja. Or if you are there, welcome to the show. Go ahead with your contribution.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Now, with this issue of young children...
Can you turn down the volume of your TV set, please?
Okay. Let me just turn it off totally. Hello, is it better now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, now, with children being abused with alcohol, it's for some people, it's fun. They don't see it as anything. In my area in Delta State, they give it to them like water. Even the one they call sapphire water. So when you see this kind of, it is negligence, it is bad parenting, it's something that they should even arrest the parents. In fact, if I can even find them, there should be some correction measures that should be done on those parents that it will deter other people from doing.
All right,
so
he's talking about corrective measures for parents.
Yeah, exactly. So the consequence should be on the parents. I'd like to find out the states where this has happened, what the Ministry for Youth and Social Development will do about it. Because, yes, we say there are customs and it's acceptable in certain customs, but we can agree here that is because of those excesses children have. And if you're a parent, you're either a parent or you're not. It's deliberate. This shortcut method, and the people around them that couldn't say anything, there's this eye service. I don't want to be the one to blame your children. They were having fun at the expense of the parents, most likely. Maybe the parents were the ones having the party, and make I just chop and go kind of thing. I won't even sit there. I'll be going to my house because, you know, I can't.
It's irritating.
It's annoying. Yeah. Not just irritating, it's annoying. You know, your child could be at that party and just see another child and think you're a bad parent and they want to pick up that habit. The Dr. Yewa Adeoshodi was mentioning at the Union Bank 360 at the time, that 2 years ago, that don't even leave your leftover bottles for your children to clear, because the moment they taste a little of it, there's a problem. And then we are promoting online this kind of thing.
It's sad. We have Chinwe on the line, Beecee, quickly. Chinwe is calling from Bauchi. Chinwe, you're welcome to the show. Go ahead with your contribution. Good morning.
Thank you, ladies, for what you're doing. I've been watching you since I started. I've been addicted to this program.
Thank you.
About child abuse, I think sometimes the mistake we've been making around here is that we're adopting some things from maybe the Western parts, and we're forgetting about our culture, where a mother can actually discipline her child without minding or without, in fact, the society at large can help train a child. But these days, like when I was growing up, we had a neighbor that will not allow you discipline her child. And by the time everybody left her to her child, she started regretting it because the child started misbehaving and everything. I completely agree with Nyma. There's a time you need to flog a child when the child does something wrong. There's a time you need to, if that child is crying, you need to pamper, yes, sometimes, but there are sometimes you need to correct with an iron hand.
All right, Chinwe, thank you so much for your call. The carrot and stick approach that I was talking about. Time to correct and time
I think I'm looking forward from here. Yeah. What should we do now? What should be the solution? How do we handle these sort of issues? Because there are still societies where this is prevalent. They see it as normal. So for some of those societies, you know, you just understand that it's because they lack awareness. They really do not understand what they are doing. And how do we break down the information to them? Because if you break it down that, madam, this thing you are giving to this boy can affect the brain. If he colo one day, if he can't drink one day, if he can't do this one day, all those addictions where you see, they see boys where you say you know like, now you don't train them. By the time you break down that information, every mother, every father will say this is
and also
not acceptable
including the implication for them as parents.
Yes, as parents.
Because you see that place you are going. That place you are going is very annoying. There are comedy skits coming from Benin now. You know my people's accents. You can know, like that video that was sent about the girl being harassed abroad. They are my people. Their accents is one time you know them. I hear skits and I hear, you dey craze. I born cultists.
Oh my
like,
God.
People, you know, to threaten somebody, you say, you don't know me. I born cultists.
But that's not
as among my children. And parents, things that you should be ashamed of. And we now make skits of it, and you know, it's annoying that it's from Edo.
It boils down, if we have to wrap up this segment, it boils down to parents understanding that their parenting forms the foundation for their children. And in the long run, and for the society, and in the long run, they benefit and the society benefits as well. And if not, it comes back to them.
I think we need parenting licenses.
Wallahi. Wallahi. So true.
All right, we'll go on a short break now, and when we return, we'll delve into another topic. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
I wish you were here seeing what is going on behind the scenes. This lady's on fire. But thanks for staying with us. A tweet has generated a lot of controversies on social media. A lady was asked to clean up the makeup on her face during a visit to her boyfriend's family. I'm imagining that, actually. According to the report, the prospective in-law said they wanted her to clean the makeup so they could see the real her, and they offered her wipes to do so, but she refused. We would like you to hear your thoughts. Join the conversation and call us on 070-8066-8014. Tweet us at TVC Connect with the hashtag Your View TVC. Like now, I'm on makeup, right?
Then I say,
and then you ask me to clean it because you want to see the real me. But is the real me on my face?
See, I particularly found it offensive, right? That your guest, this is the first time she's coming to visit.
Very first time.
Even if you have any reservations, won't you have been calm and quiet when she goes? You can now relay your reservations to your son, you know? So it was quite embarrassing to, you know, come, let's be sure that we have the total package for a girlfriend. You people, it's not like you're about to pay bride price or anything. We are just getting to know each other. The relationship just started. So this shows me what she would encounter if she finally gets into that relationship. There's a way you handle things. Even if you are not really happy or excited with what you see, you can always have this conversation later on. That's what is expected exactly for adults and people who, you know, the boy in question is not like he's a minor. He's an adult and he brought somebody home. Sure? Did he not see? Did he not see the person that she
that is why
he's
not that of a minor. Nyma is like a mother that might do that.
Please explain yourself here. Yeah, the mother that would do that.
Okay, so I'd love to have a daughter-in-law like myself. Yes, in the future. Someone who will say to her suitor that I won't be visiting your family until everything is done. I'm not going to go and advertise myself. As I saw that happen as a young girl and I swore against it. And it didn't happen in my time. I don't know for other girls, because before they will come on my page now and start to say you are proud. I swore against things I did not want and I ensured I didn't do it. So when I dated, I don't like visiting your house. If I even have to visit, maybe you have an event in your family, I'm a guest. I go cross my leg and watch you people attend to me.
Before?
If you not do me well, that relationship might be over. In fact, some were over because I saw the way some people look at me. I said, this one will be looking at me like that, and I'm done. I don't want anything wahala in my life. So if a girl goes to the house, it's the same thing. And you are just quickly showing off. You want to carry plates. You want to do. You don't even know how to be a guest. The people that raised me, Mrs. Imodume, thank you very much, and Mommy Stella. Aside my mom, I had plenty mothers. These mothers, my auntie Bimbo, they will tell you, you're a lady. You carry yourself with the respect that you deserve. So I used to just be staying, when I want to go, I'll be staying in front of the mirror, the respect you deserve. The respect you deserve. So that when I go, I always put that back on my mind. No matter what, you remember how many eyes they are looking. And you know, eyes can be intimidating. You're in your in-laws' house and everybody is looking at you. You now want to feel the need.
Uncomfortable.
No, you feel the need to please.
Yeah.
So please just let them quickly see you. Like, yeah, maybe I lack my kid, like me, paper, finger, cannot do nothing. Let them know whether they want to accept. Let him be sure whether he loves you.
Let's have at the back of our minds that upbringing differs. Yeah. And so if you're invited to a place, you should show courtesy. But then I'm just trying to establish that.
It's very important now. Courtesy is important. Courtesy is not eye service.
Absolutely,
that's the mistake.
We agree.
So you come there, maybe in your house, you used to kneel. When I grew up...
Because we have to define eye service.
I'm going there. Okay. So courtesy is that you come to the house, you respectfully address the people that you're visiting. You know, you eat what they serve you, because it's part of disrespect in my own client to be served and you say, no, thank you. Whatever they serve you, except it's something that is forbidden, maybe pork, you explain nicely and you don't take. But you don't reject everything. I'm full. In my people will be looking at it. All the same way we serve her, she don't even chop. We don't reject the girl with that. So that's it. Aside that, the way you come is how we accept you. My father used to, God bless him, he used to say that a girl is a package and her family and whatever she's bringing here, she's going to be adjusting with time. There will be no magic. So if she's going to be like you, it will take a while. Yeah. It's the hands that you open that will make it happen.
Most families must understand. So, Mariam.
Okay, so I think we have properly dealt with the fact that, you know, that was just a bit too much. But I think we should also talk about the side of family of men, because this is something I hear constantly. We've dealt with stories like this. We've talked about a mother-in-law who slapped a bride because she didn't do something at the time that she wanted her to do on her wedding day. So there seems to be this mentality that if I'm the parent of a son, I'm doing you a favor. So maybe parents should look at, it's time for parents to start looking at things differently. The girl that is coming into your family as your son's friend or girlfriend or wife is a human being on her own, with loving parents and a loving family.
Exactly.
And then what is the hurry in wanting to see what her face looks like? You would have many opportunities to see that.
She'll wake up in your house.
So, and then you said something about different types of upbringing. So I remember my late mother-in-law, when I would go to see her, I would take my shoes off before I would go into her space. And she found it really weird. For me, where I grew up, it's a sign of respect for her space. She was like, why would you take your shoes off? You know? So I would, you know, but eventually, but she also, my husband also, he says from Edo State, they don't like go down to greet an elder, so they're supposed to shake or, you know.
So it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, you will not come and meet elders and not show respect and bow your head in all humility. But, you know, nobody would stay in the beginning when you meet these people, nobody will insist that you must do it the way that they are used to. They know that eventually you would learn some things, you would adjust, and that is the courtesy we should give each other. Respect people, give them the time to adjust, to know, understand your background, and if she finds it, attractive, it may be a determining factor to say, okay, I think I like these people, I like this family. But imagine she liked your son and you behave like that. Your son has lost something that would have been good for him.
People pretend, but let's quickly take a break. I will continue the conversation. Do stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
All right, thank you for staying with us. Remember, you can join the conversation on 0708-066-8014, and you can tweet to us at TVC Connect with the hashtag YourViewTVC. Before we went on the break, I was saying something as people pretend. Yeah. She could clean her makeup and say, you want to see the real face?
Meet me
That's me. Yeah, and then afterwards, when she gets the sun, she say, I will deal with you.
Yes, and that's exactly what happens, because you know that over the years, you know, some parents feel because a daughter is coming in, I'm the one, like she rightly mentioned, I'm the one who's doing you a favor, so you have to do it my way. And then some women are smart enough to say, okay, I really want this guy. I'm the one who's going to benefit from this relationship more for whatever reason. So I'm going to stoop to conquer. When I get there, I'm going to show you. And this is what happens. And then you say, she has changed, though. She has changed. She pretended. Meanwhile, you did not give her an opportunity to be herself. You did not give her an opportunity to come into her own gradually. You did not give her an opportunity to understand you and love you. Then another thing I want to tell young people who are in that space is to know what you want from the beginning. When you know what you want, have enough self-esteem to, you know, refuse the things that you cannot belittle yourself for. Let me give you an instance. We have girls who, they come into that relationship and they want to, they are aiming to please because probably the parents-in-law are hard. They want to see you do this, do that. So you come to the house, you wash, you clean, you cook. They've not married you. You do everything for them. And then you get into that relationship. And tomorrow you change because you were really not doing it from the bottom of your heart. Tomorrow they say, that's how she came, just to catch us. So she did all of this. And she's a bad person. Because the truth is, it wasn't you who was doing that. So get into that confidence enough to understand that this is not me. I won't come and wash, cook, clean. You don't even know my parents. You have not paid anything on my... Exactly. I can't continue. Yeah. So we should be bold enough to say, I'm not getting there with you. Let them know me for who I am now. If they like me enough and we go ahead, that's fine. Tomorrow they won't say, they will understand that this is who I am.
But does it cost anything to be warm and receptive to people, your daughter-in-laws, whoever they may be, to your sons? Does it cost anything?
I think it's people are there. So make excuses. So maybe you meet your mother-in-law the first time and she's in a bad place. You know, make excuses and be genuine. Make the excuse because you know that you are making the excuse, not that you are pretending, okay, let me finish enter first, I'll show you. Make excuses because you don't know what her marriage was like. You don't know what she suffered, what her past was like. And some people, they don't know. It's just a cycle. They just visit their past on you for one reason or the other. Yeah. Some women will look at their brother, smile at his wife and think, and they're coming from their houses, and they'll say, why did they smile at her too much? You know, because probably they are dealing with that. So have a large heart. Make excuses for people. But don't drop your standards. Okay. Wait now, because I wanted to respond to this tweet.
Okay, can you quickly hold on for a bit? We have Esther on the line calling from Benin. Esther, are you there? Good morning.
Yes, I'm here, ma. Good morning, ladies.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
All right, personally, I would say that the girls of nowadays are so desperate that they bend anyhow for their mother-in-laws to be. Okay. I once dated a guy whose mom, I didn't know from the start that the mom wanted him to marry a girl who does not have her parents so that she can be in charge. She wants to be the one to come for Mugu and do all of that. Then I got to find out when they had a conversation and she said, okay, now you've successfully given me a girl who does not have parents. Okay, get me a girl. I want you now to take her job from her because I want a full housewife. I won't bend for such a rule. I have to walk away because the moment you start giving all of those rules from day one, you can wake up one day and tell him to send your wife away because you want to be in charge of the
Yes.
So I feel like as a girl, own yourself.
Own yourself.
What you start from day one with your in-laws
is
what will lead you through the journey if you finally get into the marriage. So don't bend. If your mother-in-law says, this is Mama, this is how I like it too. I am so sorry, ma. You have to accept it, ma. Don't be rude.
Use the ma.
Esther, they say you are rude.
Even you will continue to clean it forever and ever.
All right, thank you, Esther.
Thank you, Esther.
They say you are rude and you're arguing.
Yeah, was that a marriage or a cult group? I don't get it.
There's a tweet now. Janet Bond says, was she reeking of desperation? Ni? Ha, I beg, I would not. Hypocrisy everywhere. So this girl she did not do it. Yeah. She did not wipe, she walked out on them. But we're discussing it because, she had to be put in that position where she had to do either work out or clean makeup for them.
Was her walking out rude? Was it rude?
No.
I
don't think walking out is rude.
Yeah, since they insisted, they said they stood over her and insisted that she wiped it. I guess the best thing to do at that time is to walk away. And another thing, a lot of us are saying that when you're about to get married or know someone, make sure you know who you are, and that will be fantastic in an ideal situation. But the truth is that many people get to start that process when they are quite young and still finding themselves and understanding who they are. And many people, if you're a natural people pleaser, that's your go-to. You think that, okay, so yes, I should please people. So the thing is, it comes back to now parenting. You know what we say, when you parent properly, your child will be confident in themselves, that they find themselves in a situation that is unusual for them. It's different from the way that they have been brought up. They'll be able to insist on how they were brought up. So it's important to bring up your daughters, especially with confidence.
All right, Yakub from Dokbemu is on the line. Good morning, Yakub.
Yes. Yeah, good morning, Veronica.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Good morning to you on the studio. Anyway, I cannot even see you again because these people have done what they normally do. NEPA. Maybe when they increase the tariff, they like. My own take on this issue is this. You see, I disagree with Obi because he said something that the guy is not a minor. He is a minor. If not a minor, you and your wife to be. You saw her before you decided to take her to your place. And then there's something you saw her making you believe that this lady, I can settle my life with her. And then getting to your place, and then they disrespect her to that length, that telling the lady that you should clean up whatever he put on her face. For what? For what? So that means that in the first place, the guy does not love her. He loved the beauty. I didn't think that it was never even makeup. And then along the line, they finally get settled down. And then something, along the way, something happened to the lady. And then the beauty is not more there. What will happen? Definitely, he will looking for another person, and then he will drive the lady away out of the marriage. That's absurd. It is unfortunate.
So I wanted to take. May I quickly respond to what you said earlier about, trying to understand where someone is coming from, probably coming to a family and maybe the mother-in-law is reacting in a certain way and you just trying to understand it. Could it be what she's going through in her own marriage and all of that? There's a thin line between that and not creating healthy boundaries. And when you talk about relationships, sometimes it's healthy to start creating your boundaries very early in that relationship. So because it will move from trying to understand what she's going through into when she's not coming into your space, and because you have been understanding, you may not know when to stop. But if you start early I understand we all have problems, and for relationships to work, we need to at both ends compromise. So you don't know what I've gone through in my own space. I don't know what I've gone through. So when we come together, we should be able to, show niceness. be civil to other human beings. So it doesn't mean that you are not going through stuff. It just means that because I'm in a relationship with you, I'm deliberate enough to show civility when we come into that space. So if you now start, she's treating me this way because probably of what I'm trying to understand what she's going through, you will not know when you, from that understanding, it will lead into this is how she is, and it becomes a toxic relationship. So if you can build that, you can, like she said, calmly say, now
maybe
this will work.
Maybe I should rephrase. Quickly, we have Favor on the line calling from Mushin. Favor, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Some girls are not like that. Esther said a good thing. I met a lady, her mother wanted, like, I dated a lady, and her mother wanted, she said her mother wanted to do everything, so I shouldn't bring my mother to the house. So some mothers are like that. That's why some girls usually pretend to enter some family, and that's why they all go wrong.
Thank you so much. You know, recall we spoke about pretense earlier. All right, you wanted to say something?
They say the world is full of pretenses. So I wanted to say to Beji, I understand that boundary thing. So it's right to protect your vulnerability. Certain things you mustn't take. But if you're visiting somebody, let's just paste a scenario that maybe you met your mother-in-law at a party, the family's party, and she doesn't have your time, she greeted you quickly, or she did not even pay you attention, and you want to go and select that, she don't even like me. She's probably dealing with a lot of pressure at the time, and that's not the place to judge. That's what I said. I did not say that you should go there and go and let your guards down. You know, take what you cannot do. And if you are that setting, show your own courtesy. So if they need help, maybe, okay, like a party, for instance, ask her, can you help, you know, assist them to put things right? It doesn't mean you're doing too much. When you're done with that, go to your house, respect yourself. Don't, you know, think you've done something outwards. You know, I don't know whether you're getting what I mean. Do one as little as you can. Show your courtesy as much as you can. So helping out. Maybe you're working with her, you take her bag, it's courtesy. But you know, for some people, they overdo it. You take the bag and get to my hand. So how do we cook it?
Now, overdoing also has its own definition, or because you have to go, because the person may not be.
Do every respect that you pay to every elder to them.
Just before Yakub called, I was going to bring the side of the man or the boy that's in question in the middle of this, because we have dealt with the mother-in-law, the daughter, but the man that has put you in this situation is probably a mommy's boy, as some people call it. He is also finding himself maybe a minor in his brain and his thinking. So sometimes I feel that when situations like this happen, it's a good it's a flag, like a red flag of what you may encounter in future. And so sometimes be grateful for it. That it has happened.
Very important. You dodge the bullet.
You dodge the bullet. Very important. So they are not pretending to be who they are not by insisting that you clean. Like, oh, this is the person
that's a red flag. So you
thank you very much. I have learned and I have seen. And Oga, when you have now decided that you want to carry a woman to your mother, you have to come with some. You have to come with some responsibilities.
Let's quickly get Okay Bakassi. His side, or he wants to contribute.
Are you serious, Bakassi?
Yes.
Yes. Good morning. All right, I'm certain you have been following the conversation. All right, just go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, I've been following the conversation, and I want to weigh in briefly.
Yes.
If you have noticed, this in-law problem is usually amongst women. Mother-in-laws or
I agree with that, Ondo.
Yeah, and there's a reason. The reason is that women are very territorial, more territorial than men.
Yes.
You know, once you put two women in the same environment, automatically they begin to size each other up immediately. Some of these problems will be solved if a lady coming into a family where she has not been all her life can just understand that it will take a while for the people to adjust to you. It will take a while. They cannot just see you just because their son loves you and automatically say, oh, your family. It's not that easy. In fact, sometimes, I think the first 3 years are usually the toughest for both families. People will size each other up, understand each other. So some of the things they throw at you in the beginning, you must have very good shock absorbers. But I think the one person that you should have in your corner doing the fighting for you is your husband.
Yes.
Because he is the one that understands you, he knows you, he is the one to introduce you properly to his family. If you take most of your concerns through your husband and ensure that he does the needful, not with too much pressure, because pressure too much, you can scatter the marriage. You know, it will take, most times it takes families a while to grow into you. It is not easy for a mother-in-law to raise a son for how many years. Suddenly you come in and you're carrying all these Gucci bags and she's thinking it's the son's money. She has to understand you with time. You know, see the things that you're bringing into the family, understand that you're the son's team partner, and you're here to help the family grow, not to take away from the family. With time, once they see you're bringing in substance, everybody will adjust to you. How come mother-in-laws don't have problems with daughter-in-laws that are breadwinners that much? Because they are bringing substance. So most families are concerned about what you're coming to take, but until they understand that you're also coming to grow the family, it will be cat and mouse. So I think on both sides of the divide, people should be more patient, give each other time. You are not born together. And ladies should understand that sometimes the things you took from your own mom, you're not willing to take it from your mother-in-law.
Very true.
Some people's mothers were very mean to them growing up, but you understand because it's your mom. She can't be wicked because she gave back to you. But if another woman gives you half of what your mom gave you, you won't take it.
You can't relieve it.
I think we should be more considerate and understanding, and things will work out. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. He said so much. So much. There has to be some sort of giving from both sides. We have to strike a balance. And for the man, it takes wisdom. You have to have that wisdom to be able to manage everybody. Because your mom, that bond, nobody,
still there.
The mothers have to understand. Nobody can come in between. But then the son too has to know how to manage the wife, the situation, and his mom. Everybody has their place.
So the man should be a man. Is that what you're saying?
He should have wisdom. Wisdom. Very key. That's the word. Wisdom.
Women should support women more.
Women should also support women more. How you treat each other.
It's just respect. Respect each other. The person coming younger or older, if you respect each other, it just makes the world a lot easier. Once you respect anyone, you
respect. Nyma, quickly.
No, I agree on no front. But I wanted to say to you have suffered your mother's own. Should you suffer mother-in-law's own as well? Can't suffer both in one lifetime.
We can't suffer on both sides, but then it's been a great conversation, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Veronica. It's always nice to have you.
And I did not say Maureen this morning.
Maureen!
I missed you.
Well, that's all we can take on the show today. Join us next week for another episode on Your View. We do have a fabulous weekend. Stay safe. Remember to stay safe and observe all the safety protocols. Bye now.
Bye. Bye.